Yeah. So again, good morning to all of you, and that you have decided to change your career and make in security testing. That's a very good thing. And if we assure you, we give you confidence that if you are serious with your learning, then similarly we are serious in the same way to teach you. But before proceeding, I would like to know from each one of you individually why security testing, why you want to make your career in security testing. So starting from Chetan.
Yeah, actually, I heard like the secure testing has very good in future. Future is
Hmm.
like quite good for this profile. The future is quite good. I'm in manual testing, so especially manual testing, like my job is stuck in this profile only. I wanted
Hmm.
to move for some other profile,
Hmm.
which doesn't have any scripting languages and all knowledge. So what
Hmm.
I need to do is I go learn the scripting languages. So I heard this about this proposal. Googled it, with I was interested.
Okay. And how much experience you are having, Chetan?
I have 3 years, 3.3, 3.5 years.
Okay. 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 Kiran, what about you? Why security testing, and why you want to make your career in security testing, and how much experience you are having?
Hi,
Yeah. Hi, Kiran. Yeah, tell me, please.
not mm, yeah. I've been working as a functional tester, and I have explored the automation and the performance testing, and to
Hmm.
a certain extent ETL testing. But the security part, I have not tried. I just want to know the this dimension of testing as well, so that it's an added skill set.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that was
Hmm.
that's the primary grade.
Okay. So sounds that's very good to know your aspiration. And Yogesh, what about you?
Hi, good morning, all.
Good morning.
So, yeah, I'm as a working as a QA, means quality analyst. So, for the user, the only software will not means it's in quality. It's an also so many vulnerabilities in any software application. The user don't want to key my software will be means hacked or not. So that's a very important thing for the every user. So that's why the security testing is also important. So that's why I want to learn security testing.
Okay, okay, perfect, perfect. So, guys, important is that it is not that people are making career, and I really appreciate in each one of you that the aspiration you have shown, because usually people rush that security testing. People there is very good demand in the market, so that is the reason I want to learn, and that's why I want to make my career, because this seems now more secure in the sense they have more opportunities and more in career towards. So in that way we somewhere lack our learning capability, because we just follow a group and we do not explore ourselves. So here in your group, either Chetan or Kiran or Yogesh, so each one of you has shown that you want to learn because you want to explore yourself. So that's very important, and this is, believe me, this is a 50% of your success in learning anything. So that's very important. So I really appreciate that you guys have shown your interest in security testing. Now I'm handing over to the trainer, and before that, would like to say something about the trainer. That we are very lucky. The trainer is with us today. He is having a very good experience in security testing. He takes workshop not at organization level, but also at across the organization, and he teaches so many professionals that they are now made their career in security testing successfully, and he has a command over security testing. And before that, he has done a workshop with Refer Me on. He has done a demos, and we have found a very positive and very good feedback for him that he is one of the good trainer whom we have learned for. So handling it to now a trainer, and making him the presenter. So trainer, now it is over to you. And in the meantime, I do one thing. I just keep myself on mute. So guys, just keep on yourself mute in demo. In actual workshop, you can ask the queries at any point of time. But here, since we have a limited time, so by end of workshop, we will resolve the queries. And I'm just going to call other members in the group so they can join the workshop.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi,
Same
good
here,
morning.
bro.
Hi, good morning.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I was actually I got some network issues. So, like, are we going to start right now or
Yeah, we can. We can.
yeah, okay. So, hope everybody can see my screen.
Yes, we can hear. We can see, and we can hear you.
Okay. So, yeah, before starting with the demo, I'd like to introduce myself. This is Nishant. I have around 6 years of experience in the IT industry with different kind of testings, and I have around 3 years of experience in the training. So I'm providing all kind of like e-trainings and classroom trainings, one-to-one workshops or sessions. Yeah, if like someone is not on mute, if you guys are not talking, please keep yourself on mute. Thank you. So before starting that, I'd like to tell you that we are going to talk about security testing, of course, as you guys are already aware. So we are going to talk about whatever we are going to learn in the future in our workshop or in our classes. So before that, I'll tell you that like if someone is really keen about testing, you guys know very well. I'm assuming you guys are well experienced that you all have that tester mentality that will take you forward with that. So if even if you are doing manual testing, automation testing, everything needs that kind of mentality, which is basically providing a zeal to take the bugs or find out the issues or like break the code or do all these kind of stuffs. So security testing also need that. So that is the major prerequisite of that of the security testing. So if you will say that security testing is not like any other testing, yes, it is like any other testing, but it needs some kind of other skills as well. So if you talk about automation testing, they need some kind of like programming language knowledge or tools knowledge. And similarly, or if you talk about manual testing, that is something which builds the base as the testing concepts are provided there. Similarly, security testing need the basic testing concepts as well, whereas it needs some other kind of skills which is related to the tools or related to the security testing concepts. So we are assuming that those base concepts are already clear, and we are going to go further with the security testing concepts. So if we move further with the security testing concepts, let me refresh this URL. So we are going to basically introduce you to the penetration testing as well as to the security testings. So with the introduction, you will be able to identify if like basically you really require that kind of testing in your web application. What are the use cases if it is required? So basically what happen is sometimes we do the security testing that in that scenario we might not require actually, and vice versa as well. So like for example, if you're talking about the payment web applications, which you have seen like in the case of let's say PayU or Paytms, and they require of course they require some kind of security testing. But if you see that if they are integrated with Mastercard or some other kind of vendors, in those cases they don't require, because it's already there in the place with all the protocols or the standards they are providing. So we actually need to identify if we actually have to do those kind of testing with our applications. If like yes, then we'll proceed further and identify the use cases. Otherwise, we just don't have to do those kind of like testing here. So it is not required that with each and every kind of functionality testing, we have to exactly do the security or penetration testing. So, but if it is required, then yes, we have to identify the use cases, and we have to basically test them. And how you will test them, you will get to know in the like lectures which we are going to have. So if you say the penetration testings, so we are going to basically talk about like the black box, white box, gray box, and its techniques. So that is what we are going to talk about in the penetration testing. So then we are going to move forward to the security testing. But yeah, so that is something which is having a very thin line between both of them. So that we are going to talk about, and then we are going to see further if wherever the penetration testing is required, then we are fulfilling the need there. And the techniques are basically you can say that whatever technique is feasible or is suitable, and then we are going to discuss about them in detail, that if you want to customize that, some kind of these techniques will be provided as well. So that is going to come with the penetration testing. But moving forward, we are going to start with the security testing basic concepts. So if you might have heard these words, like what is confidentiality. Of course you are aware of authentication as well as authorization, availability, resilience. But how they are useful in the security testing. And basically these are something which are building the base for the security testing. So these are very basic concepts, but these are required as like why we are doing the security testing. They will tell you that as well. And whenever you are doing, you have to take care of some of the things which are going to come in the security testing. So these are like if you talk about availability, that is totally saying the availability of any of the application or something. So that is something which is totally required. But how is it related to security testing? So that is the key point here. So these are the simple basic concepts which you and I are going to talk about. Now, if you talk about security testing, so these are the major ones: vulnerability scanning, security scanning, penetration testing, which we discussed, which we are going to cover before coming to this point. Then we have risk assessment, security auditing, posture assessment, and ethical hacking. So we are going to discuss all about them. We are going to, of course, like understand why it is used, where it is used, and when it is used. We have to basically decide what kind of scanning or testing you actually need for what kind of applications or what kind of scenarios. But here, like for example, you might need security auditing and penetration testing somewhere, whereas you might need security scanning and ethical hacking somewhere. So these are like some things which you are going to learn with the experience or with the like understanding which you will be provided. So with that understanding, you will be able to decide what kind of work or what kind of testing you need to provide in order to move further. Whereas like you can't just go blind and do everything in order to test it. Even if you are doing manual or automation testing, you basically need to keep your mind focused in order to basically identify what actually need to be tested and how it need to be tested. So that is something which is common with every kind of testing. So keeping the focus on, we are basically going to like identify these things as well as understand where and when and why these kind of things are going to be used. So these are some typical types of security testing. So now we are going to talk about some technical terms. So we have talked about most of the like basic things, like whatever these things are present. So if you say that encoding and decoding and cryptography, so you guys have must have heard these kind of terms. Like even if you have not heard it in your career, you must have heard it while doing your graduations or while studying about the computer science. So these kind of terms are basically very common, but when you talk about implementing it, like if someone has built the application, then if they have implemented these kind of things, and what are the techniques they have used, you need to be aware of that because you are going to basically test that. So now you have to know that what kind of techniques, what kind of encodings, cryptography, decoding are basically used in your applications, or even what kind of technologies or what kind of encoding or cryptography techniques are basically available in the market. So with that, in case you are going to test it further, you are well aware and you need to know that how you can basically test them. So these kind of technologies or these kind of standards and techniques will be very well shown, and you guys will be like taken care with the help of hands-on experience on that. So how that is going to work. So this is something which is getting you into the technicalities. Now we have like web applications, APIs, database, middlewares. So with these kind of like whenever the scope of anything, any technology, or if you have new kind of technology, then it also changes the way you are testing it, of course. So with that, you can basically in terms of let's say API, when these kind of things have evolved, you had learned about the API testing, so in the automation as well as the manual. So were there are now hundred of frameworks available for just for the API testing. So that is something with the manual automation, and then similarly with the security testing, these kind of things are available. Like whenever you are using a web application, you're scanning them for all kind of threats. Similarly for APIs, you are checking all kind of threats, like if with the interfaces they are providing, are they basically becoming a real threat to the organization, or whoever is providing that exposure. And similarly the database as well as the middleware systems. So we are going to talk about the fundamental of security testing, like how you test the API, how you test database, build functions, where applications. So yeah, basically, databases are something which they have their own like security there.
Trainer,
They
sorry
are
to interrupt you, but your voice is a little bit cranky here.
okay. Is it better now?
No.
No, is the same? I think I thought it's some problem with my laptop only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Is it?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay, so we can proceed, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, bro.
Okay. Yeah, you can always tell me if in case of any kind of network or voice issues. Okay,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, so if you talk about database, yes, they have their own mechanism for implementing the security and everything. But yes, we also have to maintain that on our organization or on the user or whatever level you are going to specify. So these kind of things will be taken care, and we are going to proceed further. And as we are going to talk about these kind of testings, like how you can security test these kind of things. So that is something which is comprising, I think, 80 to 90% of our industry. So that is something which we are going to work on. Mm, just let me refresh this. So protocols, as you know, that it is important to get a good grasp on security testing. So you have to understand the protocols, and you will be able to appreciate the importance of protocol when we intercept the packet data, like between the web server and the client. So there are basically these are like protocols, and you guys are very well aware of that. But how they are going to help in the security testing, or why you need to understand them, like what kind of applications, let's say, are implemented on HTTP or HTTPS or FTP, LDAP. So what exactly these protocols are doing, that is one thing, and then why we actually need them for the security testing purpose. And in case we need them for the security testing, how they are helpful in basically like tracking the bugs or finding the issues there. So that is something which we have here. So we have, let's say, like HTTP standard codes and methods. So these kind of things, like what kind of calls you can make to HTTP or what kind of calls you can make to HTTPS. So like all these things are going to be important for the security testing concepts. And if you say FTP and SFTP, similarly, there is a LDAP protocol, which is basically having lot of confidential information in particularly with your organizations. So these things are going to be important. So if you say that like normal architecture disadvantages, why it is required, when it is required, and normal working of any of the protocols, so yeah, that is going to be covered here as well. So if you talk about risk, so OWASP is one of the, let's say, community open web application security protocol. So they release top 10 vulnerabilities every year. So that are basically more prevalent in web. So we are going to talk about the security flaws that are more prevalent in our web-based applications, and we are going to talk about how is it done. We're going to talk about its technicalities and the business impact, as well as we are going to, of course, do the hands-on, and we are going to talk about the preventive mechanisms. So OWASP provide like top 10 every year, and we have SQL injection, broken authentication and session management, cross-site scripting, XSS, which we sometimes refer to it as, or most of the time refer referred to as XSS. Insecure direct injection, function level access control, CSRF, that is cross-site request forgery, invalidated redirects and forwards, as well as using components with known vulnerabilities. So these are the top 10 risks which OWASP has done in the recent years. They might change every year, they might not. So most of the times, two or three risks always change every year. But that doesn't mean that everything which we are going to discuss is of no use, because let's say we have these top 10 risks. So let's say SQL injection, cross-site scripting, CRF as CSRF, and broker authentication. So these are there since 2013, I think. So the most of the like 70% of risk are almost the same, and some of them changes based on the like how they are in the applications. So based on their like percent of the occurrence. So that is something which we are going to talk about, top 10 risk in very detail. With the help of tools, we are going to basically look at them. We are going to do hands-on, how we can prevent it, how we can identify it. So everything that is we are going to learn is going to be detailed here, because the major bugs which we found are basically here only. So that is the top 10 risk, and that is something which is very important. So these are some of the test cases which I just wanted to you guys to have a like look on that, so you guys get more related. So let's say check if web application is able to identify spam attacks on contact form used on the websites. So this is something which most of you guys might be aware that these kind of things are happening in the industry. So these kind of attacks are very common and are very easy to do by someone. Then we have spam email filters. Verify if incoming and outgoing email traffic is filtered and unsolicited emails are blocked. So many email clients come within build spam filters we need to be configured as per your needs. So these configuration rule can be applied to email headers, subjects, or body. So some same thing, but we are doing it with the emails. So that is something which, let's say we have different outlook, like Outlook or other email tools. So that is those are providing all these functionalities for basically helping us. Then we have exploiting all servers, desktop systems, basically all the network devices, and verifying that all usernames and password are encrypted and transferred over secured connection like HTTPS. So these things are very common nowadays. Everyone has like encrypted. They have like transferring it over the secure network. But now the problem is how good the encryption is. How like your algorithms, how strong are they? So these kind of things, like if someone is able to guess it, like some kid has designed it, then it is of no use there. So these kind of things, like I just wrote it down just to relate with you guys. So you guys are like in plain English, you guys can understand what kind of attacks or what kind of problems we have. So these are very basic ones. We have some more like there should be not any hard-coded username or password in the system. Similarly, like in the code, let's say you have written your username and password, so that in that way you are exposing it directly. Then let's say sensitive data should not be passed in URLs while communicating with different internal modules of the web applications. So most of the times when APIs are built, let's say they are basically sending the parameters and they are basically available in the URLs. And people design it when they are using it internally, and in case they are made public, they are a great threat, because you are actually passing the data, which is, let's say, user information or sensitive data, which is like uh, maybe confidential. So that is something which should never be passed in the parameters. Then cookies, of course, they store data, and the way they store data should not be in the readable format, because cookies are something which are basically having most of your sensitive data. And then we have, if there is like open port in network, and if we found vulnerability, to check if the fix is working. So open port is a great major threat we have seen like in our organizations or other organizations, that if you leave that open, that is a great threat because anyone can basically attack your network in that way. So that is, if you guys like are aware of the network technologies, you'll understand it very well. Otherwise, you can understand like after these sessions. Then we have like HTTP methods, put delete methods, so they should not be enabled on web servers. And then the password standards, that is something which we have all the time. But yeah, we have to basically not make the human errors here. Like what people do is they keep the same password for each and every application they have, or let's say all the email IDs or everything. So that is another threat, which is human error. And let me tell you that any kind of error is not bigger than the human error, because they are basically doing everything, and in case they are exposing the data, so most of the issues or most of the attacks happen because of the human errors only. And then we have all these kind of user requirement, like I said, locking mechanism. So there should be like history checking, locking mechanism, unlocking the like username after X seconds or X minutes. So these kind of things are like basic generic things which we are going to like understand here. But yeah, we are going to discuss a lot more in detail and lot more in technical concepts. So let's talk about tools now. So tools are something which like Z attack proxy, that is Zap or Zap, and Burp proxy, that is something which you guys, my guys must have used and is a very common tool. Then we have IBM Security Web App Scan. That is something which IBM, of course, as the name says, have that, and they are basically using it. And then we have Firefox template data, web developer tools, cookie editor, syntax, can enable. So what we are going to do is we are going to basically talk mostly about the Zap, and in case we are not able to fulfill our requirement based with the help of Zap, we are going to proceed further with the other tool for that particular requirement whenever and wherever it is required. But I'm very sure that Zap will like fulfill our most of the needs. And then like there are like scanners that Zap can also do. But yeah, of course, the paid tools are very well in the scanning application. But yes, you'll be able to understand how they scan it and what they find in the scanning. Then you'll be able to use any kind of them. But you just have to basically go through the basic of that particular tool. And so Zap is something, if you say that what exactly it is, of course it is developed by uh, OWASP. Basically, OWASP is something which is owning it. Then we have the latest version as 2.6.2. We need Java 7. It is supported with multiple kind of operating systems, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. They have like features like scanners. It can be automated scanners, passive scanners, brute force scanners, fuzzers, port scanners. Then we have spider tags, which basically they help in identifying. Then we are like doing a proxy. Proxy is something which, like if you have seen uh like proxying to your browser, whatever is happening, they basically record it, and or you can basically find the bugs or whatever you can do. So these kind of things are available in the Zap, and you can see that kind of things with the burp as well. They're useful because you have to actually intercept the request and responses most of the times, and with the help of that you basically find the request packets or whatever is going on in your applications. Then we have like web sockets and REST API, so they can use that as well. And the most important part here is like I have bolded because that is something interesting, because Zap can be integrated with the ZPA. So that is another utility. So we're going to talk about it. If you are very well aware of JBehav, then it will be very easy to like work with, and you will be like able to integrate it or do all kind of stuff which it is capable of. Otherwise, we'll go through the basics of JBehav, and then we are going to learn about the integration or all kind of testing with that. So yeah, so that is all about like we are going to talk in our lectures. So yeah, of course, the major technicalities will be covered with the OWASP and all kind of tools like job threats. Otherwise, in the beginning, it will be like
Sir, hello. Sir, your microphone has some issues, I think, again. Same issues.
okay. So I don't know. I think something on the network or something.
Yeah, some buzzing noise is coming.
Yeah. Okay. Thank trainer. You have done right.
Yeah, I'm almost done. So
Okay.
you
Okay.
can
Okay.
call it as
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much to the trainer, and it was absolutely awesome demo for all of us. And believe us, it was very nice learning when we will go through this journey. Just
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Arun, you can type it. No worries. Just would like to know your feedback.
Uh, Hi, sir. Here, I wanted to ask you this. They have told us like all this. They are going to teach us. But
Mm-hmm.
see, usually if you are going for a development, you need to learn Java.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you're going for ETL testing, you need to learn database, SQL, and all.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what if I'm going for the security testing? What is the requirement? Like similar requirement,
Okay.
like networking or what knowledge we should have.
Okay. Okay. So that would be answered perfectly by the trainer. So I am helpless. So trainer, you can answer on this.
yeah, basically, so if as I said in the starting, like prerequisites are not anything, but you just have the zeal for the testing. And if you say like all about the network and everything, so that is something which, if you have learned about basic protocols and network terminologies and how like these kind of architecture work, you must have learned it in your graduation or whenever you
Yeah.
are learning the computer science. So that kind of knowledge, if you have those basic concepts clear, so that kind of knowledge is like just you require. And if you talk about, as I told you, like if you are going to talk about tools or if you're going to talk about any other technology, if you are aware about it, well and good. And then we are going to basically discuss about it and we are going to go in detail. Else, we are going to start with the basics and then we are going to move you to the details. Hope this answer your question.
Okay. The whole course is like suppose I'm giving the same example. Suppose we are doing the development, Java development. So in that we'll be learning Java, core Java, advanced Java. We'll be using that, implementing that in
Unknown
development.
computer found.
One second. So what exactly we are learn here?
So as I told you, like this will have all the concepts, basic concepts of the security testing, and then we are going to proceed further with the tools. So we are going to use, let's say, one of the tool, and then we are going to learn about,
So
let's say,
how?
how we can basically find the threats and how we are going to basically find the like debug them or fix them, or we can suggest developer to fix them. So
So
once
how?
you have, yeah, please
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
How? How we are going to use that tool? Are we going to use some scripting language, some commands?
Okay, so I think that is the appropriate question now. So, yeah, so there are commands, but that is not something which you require to learn from the beginning. So there is not kind of like any hard coded or like a well and good rule, hard and fast rule here that you have to learn these kind of scripting. Otherwise, it's a normal tool. It provides a UI. You can basically go through that and you can work on that. So that is pretty easy here and a very user friendly thing. So you don't need to like learn the scripting. You are learning the scripting or you already have the knowledge of scripting. it is a plus point. Else, you can also do the same kind of testing because there are tools which don't require them.
Okay. Yeah.
So this answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
So hi trainer. Hello.
Hello.
How we can provide the means security for is there any option for standalone application? So like we can provide a web security for web application also. We have means
So
we have
when you
any
say standalone applications, you mean that it is a
because
single application without any backend and without any other component involved?
no, not an backend. We have an backend, but we don't have any means using internet connection. Standalone application.
Yeah, but you are using it like locally. You're using some of the local
Yeah,
like connections, of course. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
So that is something we are going to discuss. We can include and we can discuss, but that is somehow like same as of the normal web applications. So they are almost same
Okay,
like that. Even if the like normal web applications have more like scope than those standard applications, and that those such standard application scope are almost covered with the I'll not say almost are actually covered with that kind of those kind of web applications.
okay, okay. Thanks.
Uh,
Is the Zap tool a freeware or it is a licensed version?
Freeware.
okay, Yogesh has written one query that how can provide security for a standalone application?
Yeah, I just answered that question.
Yeah, yeah. And Meenakshi, what about you? You have joined a little bit late in the workshop.
So right now I don't have any questions.
Sorry, go ahead, please.
Right now I don't have any questions.
Okay, okay. So, guys, thank you so. And someone else has joined but not written the name. Waiting for name is something coming. So, guys, thank you so much for joining this workshop. We will share other details in the group. The course content we have already shared, but again, we will share it. And we will share the payment mode and the workshop fees. So, from once we will get the confirmation, we will start the workshop in the same way.
And one more thing, sir. How many classes will be there, and how long? What is the duration every day? How much duration and the whole duration of all the classes?
So, the trainer can answer on this.
So I think it will if you are like saying like number of classes, I think it if we can let's say count it by hours, so it will take around let's say 25 hours. That is an average.
Okay.
So that is productive 25 hours. So sometimes we take 15 minutes to like for people waiting. So I mostly counted with the with 30 hours. So but yes, 25 will be the productive hours. So but we still say it is 30 hours.
So we will have a weekend class only, right? 2 days in weekends. Hello?
Yes, it
Yeah,
will
I
be.
think
Yes, yes.
so.
Yeah, it will be on a weekend only.
Weekend, 2 days classes.
Yes, yes.
So I think it will be done in 15 days only, I think, yeah. Right?
Not exactly 15. 15 days means you can say in a month there are
Ah, yeah.
eight
I
weekends,
mean,
right? So
total 15.
yes, yes. So
So
approximately
16 weekends.
one and a half month because in few days if you guys will be comfortable we will do it on a weekdays. I mean again it's not it's optional. If you guys want to finish on a fast track, so we will finish that because this is a weekend
Okay.
workshop. So sometimes if you guys are comfortable we will stretch for more than 2 hours, but again the course curriculum has been decided for a 30 hours and if we are
30
doing in
hours.
ideal situation so it will take 1.5 month to 2 months.
Okay. Fine. It answers my question.
Okay. So anything else? Any more question? Arun has left because he has to go, but he has ping on a WhatsApp that he is much interested to go for the workshop, and he asked me that how the training will be provided and what will be the fee that it will be helpful, and I want to continue for the workshop. So he has mentioned the rest people I will take for. So you guys do just one favor to us, that please just give your feedback in the WhatsApp group, so other people who have not joined, they can just read it and can decide their mind, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much to Chetan. Thank you, Kiran. Thank you, Meenakshi, for joining this workshop. And we will see you soon in the workshop, in a continuous workshop then.
So we can exit now, right?
Yeah,
Done,
yeah,
complete.
yeah. We are about to close.
Okay. Thank you then. I will exit it.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.